Sideline Savages. Sideline Savages. Sideline Savages. With your boy PJ.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Sideline Savages, an all-new podcast coming to you live from Watch Creative Studios. It's your boy PJ Preston, again with this all-new podcast where we are savagely dissecting the sports world and everything in it, because we're straight savages from the sideline. It's our point of view from the sideline, former athletes, and to you guys who don't know me, let me introduce myself. My name is PJ Preston. I am a former athlete, and I say former because years ago I played a little ball in high school, baseball, football, basketball, little golf, little tennis. No, I'm just kidding. But in college I played football at Virginia Tech, outside linebacker, holding it down for a little bit, and then I spent 0.5 years in the NFL, 0.5 years, right? I had a tryout with the San Francisco 49ers back in 94. So just kind of give you a little bit of my background. Hey, I'm an all-sports guy, all sports, all the time. And so, man, this new podcast, we just covering sports, man, nothing else but sports. And so we're glad you guys are joining us today. That's my quick intro. Hey, today on this podcast, we're going to talk about two things. First, we're going to talk about Kevin Durant. We're going to talk about Kevin Durant, his injury, all the things involving that. And we're going to talk about the USA women's soccer team. All right. So we're going to talk about those ladies. A lot of controversy surrounding those ladies right now and their victory over Thailand. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Hey, I got a special guest in the studio with me, man, to kick off this podcast. I am so very excited to have the one and only, the young bull himself, my boy, K-Son of Vor, K-Son Preston, yes, in the house. Yes, sir. Hey, say what's up to the people, K-Son.
We in the building, baby. K-Son Preston coming at you live.
Yeah.
About to kick that knowledge.
Yeah, about to kick that knowledge. Yes, K-Son is a former athlete as well. Played a little ball here at Liberty Christian Academy. You know, a little basketball. Played a little baseball. Sure. Right? He's an all sports type guy, and so he loves sports as well. So he's going to bring his knowledge to the table as we talk about these two things here today. So here we go. Let's talk about Kevin Durant and all that's taken place in the last couple days. For those who do not know, and maybe you've been living under a rock. Okay, maybe you've been living under a rock. I want to talk to you a little bit about Kevin Durant. Okay, to set the scene for you, over a month ago, Kevin Durant, he injures his calf, okay? So he's out over a month and a half or so during the playoffs. The Warriors, of course, the Golden State Warriors, they make it to the NBA Finals against the Toronto Raptors, right? Okay, now, in the NBA Finals, again, I'm just updating you like you didn't know. In the NBA Finals, the Toronto Raptors are leading the Warriors 3-1. Can you say 3-1?
3-1.
3-1, and it's not looking good for the Warriors, okay? Kevin Durant, again, he's been out all this time, and people are wondering, is he going to come back? Is he going to make a comeback? They're wondering, hey, is it too soon for him to come back? Should he even come back at all, okay? So we go into Game 5. Game 5, we find out right before the game, Kevin Durant is coming back. All right. The excitement is building. Everybody is fired up. The game is in Toronto, right? And so Kevin, he starts the game just like he's never missed it. He starts the game, and to start the game, he has 3 3-pointers in a row. Didn't miss. 3 3-pointers, 11 points in the first quarter. All right. Then we get to the second quarter. He has the ball on the right wing. He makes a move, and then all of a sudden he goes down, right? He goes down, and you can tell by the look on his face something bad has happened, okay? And so earlier he injured his calf, but this time it looks different. It looks a little bit different. It looks a little bit lower on the leg, and later we find out Achilles tendon. So Kevin Durant is injured, brings up all these questions. Number one, did he come back too early? We'll talk about that. And who's to blame? Is anyone to blame for him coming back and getting injured? And then the next question is he finished? The Achilles injury, it's a tough injury to come back from. Is he finished? All right. And so let's talk about that, Kason. You with me? Okay. Let's talk about that. First thing, did he come back too early? Was it too early for him to come back? Give me your thoughts on that.
It might have been too early for him, but as a player, you always you're so competitive. You want to get back as soon as possible. So I mean, I understand him wanting to come back, but you always risk 100%. You know, being 100% being healthy.
Yeah. Okay, all right. And then let me give you my personal opinion on it. You know, I thought maybe he came back too early. Again, I'm with you. You know, you always want to help your team, especially when you see your team in a deficit and they're struggling. Seem like they're struggling a little bit, and you got something to add, something to bring to the table. You feel like you want to help your team, and you can help your team. But sometimes, because you want to help your team so bad, you put yourself at risk.
Yep.
Right? And so, and I think maybe that's what he did. Maybe he came back too early because that calf injury was a tough injury. And then, you know, when he first went down with that first calf injury a month and a half ago, it looked like it was an Achilles, but it wasn't. It was a calf. But now it's his Achilles. So you're moving into a whole different area, a whole different timetable when it comes to coming back. And so now he was cleared to play by the doctors. Right, and also the GM Bob Myers, GM, he's crying at when the game is over, saying if you're going to blame anybody, blame me because I make the decisions ultimately. And so, is there anybody to blame for this?
No, nobody to blame for this. They said he was cleared enough to play. He wanted to play. I mean, I don't think you should stop your competitor, especially if you're trying to get another ring. You know what I mean?
Right. I'm with you. Okay. All right. Anybody to blame? And I agree with you on that. And I don't think anybody necessarily to blame. If anybody's going to take the blame, come on, let me be a savage right here. Maybe it's KD. Maybe it's KD, right? Because again, I mean, only he knows his body. Only he knows, you know, how he can come back, or if he can come back, or whatever. And maybe, you know, he pushed himself too early, trying to think that, hey, I can make this impact. I can get our team a victory. And it started off, he was looking good and he was helping his team, but then in the end, you know, it kind of cost him in the long run. So that's the question: is anybody to blame in this? I don't know if anybody is to blame per se, because, you know, when you got that competitive drive, man, you just want to win, you want to compete, you want to help be out there with your boys, and that's what matters. And then it brings to the next thing: is he finished? Is he finished? Look, this Achilles injury, man, it's a big-time injury. Very few people come back from it successfully, especially athletes who compete at a very high level. You think about Kobe when he hurt his Achilles. I know Kobe was a little older than KD is right now, but when Kobe got hurt, when he hurt his Achilles, he was never really quite the same Kobe. Yeah. Right? And so you got to ask that question. Is KD finished?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Kobe was a little older, you know, at the end of his career. Now, if you look at it, Boogie Cousins also hurt his Achilles, and he came back.
Okay.
And Kevin Durant is a way more dominant player than DeMarcus Cousins.
Right. Okay.
Way bigger competitor.
Okay.
All right. So I believe he's not finished.
Okay.
He's a superstar for sure. He's a competitor. He's going to come back.
All right. So it remains to be seen if KD can come back. Look, all thoughts and prayers go out to KD and his family. We're praying, man, that we found out today, of course, through the news, that he had a successful Achilles surgery. He's coming back. And we're praying, man, that his recovery, I won't say swift, but his recovery goes at a good timetable where he's nice and healthy, able to compete. And compete at that high level once again, because no doubt he is one of the best players to ever come through the NBA.
Oh, yeah. Change the game, for sure.
Yeah, change the game. 6'11", 7-foot shooter, man. We haven't seen anything like it. And so, man, prayers and all that out to KD and his family, man. Big ups, man. We love you, brother. All right. Hey, look, we're going to take a time out right now. Take a time out to thank our sponsors, Watch Creative Studios. Man, if you're looking for, come on, give a shout out to Watch Creative, man. If you're looking for great videos, commercials, whatever it is, pictures, man, shoot Woody Watts at email, woody@watchcreative.com. Man, Watch Creative doing it big in Lynchburg and the surrounding areas, man. We want to thank Watch Creative for putting on this podcast. Hey, thank you so much. Shout out Watch Creative, our sponsors. We're back. We're back. Hey, we want to talk about one more thing before we wrap up this podcast. This first ever installment of Sideline Savages. Let me remind you, listening to Sideline Savages right here on your podcasting radio. And so the second thing we want to talk about is the USA women's soccer team. Okay, they are competing in the World Cup on the biggest stage ever.
Yep.
Okay. And they come out just yesterday, and have a dominating win against Thailand.
Eating up.
Oh, they ate them up, right?
Went crazy.
13-0.
Yes, sir.
Setting records all over the place. There's a record. There's a record. There's another record. There's a record, right? Records all over the place. 13-0 against Thailand. Alex Morgan scores 5 goals. Count
5 of them.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Like Kobe.
5 goals, right? Okay. And now you turn on the news this morning, and this may be, kind of where our society is going. You turn on the news this morning, and they are receiving backlash for celebrating too much, number one, and running up the score.
That's insane.
Celebrating too much, right? And running up the score. You on the highest level ever. All of these ladies have been competing on all these different teams. They've been competing on the highest level, and they've been selected to play in the World Cup. Mm-hmm. Thailand, hey, they send their best. We send our best. The score is 13-0. Our ladies are celebrating every goal just like anybody else would, right? Mm-hmm. And then they're being chastised. They're being run down. They're being persecuted. Right, for running up the score. So, give me your thoughts on that. Were they celebrating too much? Were they running up the score? Give me your whole thoughts on that case.
They're playing in the biggest games of their lives in the FIFA World Cup, and they're getting backlash because they're celebrating too much.
Mm-hmm. Insane, right?
Insane. I heard Alex Morgan say it was going to be a disservice if they stopped playing against them.
Right. Man, that's good.
That's the FIFA World Cup.
Yeah.
You got to play. You got to play your hardest.
Yeah.
You're going to give it your all.
Yeah.
So if I score 13-0 on you, I score 13-0 on you, man.
Hey, step your game up.
Exactly.
Right.
Look, Thailand.
Yeah. I mean, hey, we love your food, but hey, step your game up.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Right. Look. This is what I'm saying here, right? This is what I'm saying. I saw somebody tweeted out today, and I started to comment, but look, I don't get into battles over on social media. I choose my battles wisely, right? I saw somebody tweeted that wasn't a good game; it was bad sportsmanship, and I was like, what? And I wanted to say, are you out of your mind, insane?
No.
Huh? Look, this is the deal, right? We beat you 13-0. You on the biggest stage just like we are. Man,
Exactly.
Step your game up.
Exactly.
Like, step your game up.
Exactly.
Right? We played every player out that we could possibly play. We can't stop scoring just because, we win
Exactly.
that game, right?
Exactly. And when I'm playing in the game, I'm going and I'm cutting the head off.
Come
you
on.
know what I mean?
Come on.
David didn't just kill Goliath.
Right? Come on.
David killed him and then cut his head off.
Cut the head off. Finish the job.
13-0.
Right?
Cut the head off.
Cut the head off. Let them know ain't no chance of you coming back,
Exactly.
right? Look, and I've been on both sides of it. I've been a player where, hey, we've dominated. I've been a player where I've been dominated, okay?
Duh.
Come on. Back in 92 when we played University of Miami.
Yeesh.
Man, at Virginia Tech, they killed us. I still feel like I still have nightmares over that. Okay, anyway, and then I've been coaching like in high school where, hey, we run up the score on some people, we beat them pretty bad, and then vice versa where I was coaching and we got dominated, right? And nothing I could do. I didn't even want to call a timeout. Didn't want to prolong the whooping. You know what I'm saying? And so I've been on both sides, and I understand this, but look, this is competitive sports, right?
It's professional.
Look, compete, work hard, right? And you got to understand. I've played all my people. That's not being unsportsmanlike.
No, this ain't no JV or varsity game.
It's 13-0, man. Look, step your game up, right?
Exactly.
Do something to keep me from scoring. That's all I can say to you.
You telling me you couldn't get one on the board?
You couldn't get one,
or at least block one.
I mean, you try. Trip somebody up, get 16 red cards.
Just play straight defense. You ain't got to play offense.
Look, come on, I'm with you, man. Look, we just bringing it to them savage like, right? And then of course, like I said, they said they're running up the score and all that. That was just insane. So we got into a place, I think, in a society where, man, people don't want to lose, and then like again, if people get dominated, they're like, oh, you won't showing good sportsmanship, right? Because I dominate you, don't mean that I'm not a good sportsman, right? Again, Alex Morgan said, look, if I hold back, then I'm not using all the abilities that God has blessed me with.
Amen.
All right. So listen, let me shout out the USA, the women's soccer team in the World Cup. Look, this is your boy PJ telling you, run up the score.
Exactly.
Look, run up the score, huh? Not score. Run up the score.
Run it up.
Run it up.
Run it up.
All right. Tell all these other teams up there, step your game up, son.
Exactly.
All right.
Can't come in there soft.
All right. Here we go. Man, we get ready to wrap up this podcast right now, but we're going to end this thing with a coaching point. And the coaching point is this, as we recap this thing. Number one, if you're somebody like KD, right? If you're somebody like KD, look, just keep playing your hardest, right? Put yourself out there for your team. I mean, don't be afraid to put yourself out there on the line. Look, injuries are going to happen. They're going to come and go, but you just got to trust. You got to believe in yourself. You got to trust your teammates, trust the advice you're getting from wise people, and just rock and roll with it, okay? Just rock and roll. And then if you're the ladies of the USA women's soccer team, look, keep balling out. Come on, that's my coaching point. Keep balling out. Don't worry about the naysayers and everybody talking that flim flam in the background.
Can't worry about that.
They people just like me. They on the sidelines.
Yeah.
They on the sidelines and they ain't doing a thing. Okay, so keep playing your heart out. Keep dominating. Bring home the gold.
Oh yeah.
We expect nothing less. All right, bring home the gold. All right. All right, man, look, that's it for Sideline Savages, the first episode of Sideline Savages. We glad you guys have tuned in to listen to us. Yep. Hey, keep listening to us. Keep subscribe to the podcast so you can get the updated podcast when we release them. Man, listen, I want you guys to know, if you are somewhere playing sports, there's always someone either cheering you on or chewing you out.
That's deep right there.
Come on. They either cheering you on or chewing you out. And we're the Sideline Savages. We're here to support you, but we're here to tell it like it is. Hey, peace out, guys. We love you. See you next time.